Hello. Um, I gotta get some things off my chest. Usually, I don't really post videos. You usually see me post podcasts 99.9% of the time. There's some troubling things that's going on that I just want to get off my chest. This ain't written, it's a script. I know you see the hand sanitizer. Well, the Lysol I've been disinfecting because we got COVID. There's a couple people up here that's so-called woke or don't really know what's going on. They've been making comments about the Black Lives Matter movement, Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. The list is gonna keep continuing and continuing. Elijah McClain, Breonna Taylor. Don't forget about Stephon Clark, Botham Jean. Eric Gardner, Mike Brown. I'm gonna just say this right here. There's no such thing as black on black violence, black on black crime. Okay? That was created in the early 60s by the media. It was a media propaganda used to destroy us and have us use that against each other. He who controls the media controls the narrative. Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon came up with that term in the early 60s in their terms to destroy the Black Panther Party when it was at its highest. Because the Black Panther Party, led by Huey P. Newton and Fred Hampton, but they were using the Constitution for us, which was originally written against us as black people. Fast forward 2020, same thing goes on. When the peak of Black Lives Matter, the Know Your Rights Count, Blacks in Power, Blacks Rising, those type of organizations that have been on the forefront. I just want to speak about the Jacob Blake thing. It's scary right now. We don't know what's going on. You know, we've seen the footage. Of course, there is no body cam footage from the police officer. You know, they're supposed to wear their body cams. The video that you saw was cell phone footage, which is what I'm recording on now. It was cell phone footage. And as you saw, I don't know the story. I don't, know the story. I don't know anything really about it outside of what I actually saw. And what I saw was one cop that actually had Jacob Blake by the arm, and another one had him by the tail of his wife beater. And as he was going to the car, they say he was reaching in his glove compartment, and as you know, 7 shots were fired off. Well, in those situations, if a police officer feels threatened, I believe they're supposed to tase them, not use excessive force, what they did, and shot him 7 times in the back. In that car was also his children. So if the bullet would have missed him, could have ricocheted and potentially killed one of his kids, and that's scary. But it's a couple of people that have been making memes, and I know the internet is just going to be the internet. It's going to remain undefeated. There's been a couple of people that's been making memes, misquotes, GoFundMes, showing, snapshots of GoFundMes. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. And it's crazy thing about it is usually people that's doing that is that I've seen, at least about 50%, maybe 55, have been people that look just like me. Same skin tone. When they fill out a job application, I'm pretty sure they got to put Black/African descent, African American descent. With everything that's going on, when Ahmaud Arbery was murdered by that man and his son, they came out and say he had run in with the police officers. They tried to say he had marijuana on him. Just a lot of fabrication onto it. Breonna Taylor, she had a warrant out for arrest for her boyfriend who was in the bed with her, and he was selling drugs out the house. Botham Jean, last year, the cop, Amber, I can't pronounce her last name, walked into the wrong apartment building and used excessive force and thought he was robbing her home, and she shot him dead. She is in prison. Um, Elijah McClain, he was very much an introvert. He had his whole mask on because, COVID and what you're supposed to do. And they used excessive force, chokehold, and injected him with a strong dosage. I don't know the actual and stuff they injected into him, but it was enough to kill him. Still not on trial. I know some people are going to bring up about the young boy that was killed by a black man, young little white boy that was killed by a black man, execution style. Okay, and he's in jail right now. He's probably already been charged with life without parole. Probably is going to get the death sentence. Who knows that situation. What I'm trying to really say is I think it comes normal for us to try and look up articles, or people look up articles to try and find in Google and find a way to criminalize innocent people. Eric Gardner, when he was choked out, he broke up a fight. Well, they say they've always had a run-in with him because he was selling loose squares. And we don't know what loose square is. It's a cigarette. And the list is going to keep continuing. Sandra Bland, she refused to put out a cigarette during a traffic stop. Stephon Clark, he was a known criminal and all this stuff. I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. Rodney King, he said he was resisting. The camera footage out there. That was back in the early 90s. I guess what I'm trying to say is, for those that post memes, make jokes, be careful what you do, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you. At the end of the day, you can still consider a black man or a black woman. We must protect each other. We must look out for each other, because we don't look out for us and, our tribe, no one else will. A lot of these laws and regulations are written in our favor, and we all know that. I'm a black man. I've never been in any legal trouble outside of parking tickets. But, I've been, harassed multiple times by police by the way I look. And you see I'm pretty much clean cut polo shirt, glasses, nice little low cut. Because I drive a nice car. I've been profiled. I've had in situations, well, at work, and I work at a bank, I'm a banker, where I've had people shocked because they see a black man, such as myself, working there. They get very shocked. They ask a lot of questions. This is something that's been going on for years. I'm 31 years old. I've been on this world for 31 years. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. Witnessed a lot, and a lot of stuff is coming to an end. The time is now. I'm a comedian. I run a podcast. My equipment's right here. I'm getting ready to shoot, actually, in a couple. But we got to stop trying to criminalize people that are innocent. I don't know Jacob Blake's past. I don't get into that. I know what I saw in that video. I know what y'all saw in that video. I just wish people stop retweeting and posting and sharing it for likes. I don't know. The social media age is really different. Extremely different. We just gotta stop doing that. When you post a meme or when you make a comment, a racist comment, all you're doing is feeding into the negativity, and it's not cool to be racist. It's not cool to be racist against your own kind. It's not cool to be racist against anybody of a different color. You don't want that to happen to you. I know eventually some of y'all gonna watch this video, some of y'all may not. My editing skills ain't the best, but I know this is something I've been reading to say for a while, And it's very sickening and disheartening to keep seeing that. And it's very sickening and disheartening to see it from African Americans doing that. And it's very sickening, especially white people. You know, this is the time, and this has been going on for years, and some of y'all just realized that maybe because the world has slowed down because of the COVID. And I've had friends that have caught it. I myself have been tested for it. Luckily, I tested negative for it. But the word has slowed down now to the point where you have to sit down and realize what's actually going on to this world. And this is something that's been going on. Racism has been going on, police brutality, injustice, inequality. And we're not asking for revenge. We're just asking for equal rights. That's it. Because like I said, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, none of that stuff was written in people that look like me's favorite, black's favorite, pretty much. So, back onto the Jacob Blake thing. Like I said, I don't know his history. They say he had a knife in the car. I wasn't there. Neither were you. They say he had a warrant out for his arrest for sexual assault. I don't know. You weren't there. I wasn't there. I guess the moral of the story is, if you're not there, you're on the outside looking in. You don't know what's going on. But don't jump to a conclusion, and don't put down somebody else for it. It's time for us to get together and learn our history and break down everything. It's got to stop. I'm all for the Black Lives Matter movement. I've done my part. I've marched, I've protested. I've risked my freedom and my employment from being out there with the protests. I'm still doing my part. I'm fighting for the cause. I've done my research. I'm still fighting. Hopefully, if I am fortunate to bring someone else into this world, it won't be as hard on them as it is right now. We're in the digital age, so a lot of stuff now is recorded on your phone. A lot of truth is in your phone. Your iPhone does it, your Android does it, whatever. But quit the shit. Plain and simple. And, I know we've been on this pandemic for a couple of months now. I feel like, we're in solitary confinement and things like that. But, just want to, touch on that. Wash your hands and use your Lysol and wear your face mask properly. Wear it all the way on your face. If you feel sick, stay at home. If you got a cough, cover your mouth. Sneeze, cover your mouth. Wash your hands. Just take care of yourself. This is a scary time. I've had, like I said, multiple friends who've caught it. Their children have caught it. So that's all I really got to say. That's all I'm going to say for right now. But if anybody has a problem with anything that I said, I'll gladly, give you my phone number. We can chop it up. I have no problem hiding. I don't hide anything. I'm an open book. I'm not going to shut down your opinion, but I just want to know where you're coming from, because the shit that you say, just be careful, because, like I said, at the end of the day, we call each other black men, black women, but at the end of the day, as it sounds, America looks at us as still a nigger. That's what we pretty much are. We don't, that's pretty much, we're niggers. We're not black men, we're not black women. To America, we're just niggas. We're just a waste of space. We are a dying breed. I saw this shit, and also too, just I know the mood's been lighting up. I know this stuff went. Don't get sidetracked. The Black Lives still matter. You still got that. Don't get tangled up with this entanglement with the celebrities. All this drama. I know Terry Crews saying some stupid shit. Basketball players spoke out, and I respect them. Saw the Major League Baseball. You saw them speak out. NASCAR, football starting to speak out, and Kaepernick spoke out. I still don't watch football to this day because Kaepernick's not in the jersey. So if he's not in the jersey, I'm not watching it. Plain and simple. I'm not supporting it. So we just gotta continue progressing. I support more black businesses. I have always been supporting black businesses. Now you see the polo, but I make sure my money goes back into our black community, for sure. That's all I got to say. You know, I spoke about stuff like this on my podcast. You know, No ID. I speak about it on social media. I'm a little lighthearted. But I am a comedian of the people. I'm a podcast host of the people. So that's all I got to say on this issue. You know, I spoke for about 16 minutes, which something I really don't do, but I just want y'all to know that at the end of the day, he who controls the media controls the narrative. And before you post, do your research. There's no need to get falsifying information, then try and go hard on it like you're making sense, especially if you're black. You talking about another black man, you got your white friends commenting, ha 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 ha. Shit's not cute. And another thing too, for y'all entertainers out there, comedians, actors, rappers, if you're gonna be woke and be very knowledgeable, you make sure that you own that shit when you get onto the stage. Because when you get on the stage and you talking about making fun about situations that's not meant to be made fun of, you better be prepared to own that shit. Don't be one thing on social media and then another thing online. Plain and simple. But peace and blessings. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Wear your face mask if you go out. Stay 6 feet apart. Wash your hands. Sanitize your hands. Wipe your seats down. Be courteous to those out there, especially the essential workers, such as myself. And continue building and progressing. And there's peace and love. Like I said, you know, just blessings. You're blessed. You woke up with the grass and not with the dirt.